The holidays have now been concluded, and next week we are going to be getting into February. I actually am under a level 2. It should be a 3, but it's a level 2 in my town, and I haven't done a whole lot of reading. I've done a lot of playing video games, and I have been neglecting my duty to sit down and read and kind of get into these stories that I want to eventually overcome. I have a long list of backlog of older things that I've never gotten around to because I just started reading, and I have put off the longer stories. I'm currently going through Die Dark, and I plan on maybe making a video on that at some point. It's been probably started that a couple months ago, but right now I've just reached upon Tatsuki Fujimoto, Before Chainsaw Man, and I'm going to make this video over the first story in that. It's called A Couple Clucking Chickens. In case you're wondering what this compilation, this manga is, it's Tatsuki Fujimoto who made Chainsaw Man, and obviously Before Chainsaw Man. It's the name of this little collection of stories that he has. The first one is A Couple Clucking Chickens, We're Still Kicking in the Schoolyard, Sasaki Stopped a Bullet, Love is Blind, and Shikaku. So I haven't really done a whole lot of looking into what this is, but I really enjoyed this Couple Clucking Chickens story. So this is a world where aliens have come to Earth, and they took over, and they developed an appetite for human flesh, or eating humans. And we kind of have the age-old question of, like, who's the bigger monster? Are we a monster for eating animals, or, is it wrong? And I'm not here to answer those moral questions that some people have, the delicate nature of that kind of division, but that's kind of the same situation that we see the humans trying to put upon the aliens. And the alien stance is, well, you eat cows, and you eat chickens, and you eat, all these different kinds of things. So this is really no different if we eat you, because to us, you are just an animal to be slaughtered, to be eaten. But unlike us humans, they don't have any conservation efforts or anything like that. And with them being from, planets and galaxies, they come in mass, and they bring the humans to extinction. And there is simply no hope for the humans to fight back. They have tried fighting back, and these aliens they're far more superior, they're far more powerful. And this is only, I think, 41 pages long, but in 41 pages, you got the nice little hook. Is it 41? You get the nice hook, you get into it, you get the investment, and it plays off in the end. Although I will say, spoiler warning, it's a little bit more nihilistic. We find ourselves following along 2 humans, and those humans' names are Yuta and Ami. So the way that the story actually originally gets introduced is we follow along some aliens, and the one's late for school, and he goes to school, and there's a girl waiting for him, and mom makes a joke, oh, you're leaving a beautiful lady waiting, it's wrong. And you come see the lady, and kind of looks like my first thought that came to my mind was like handsome Patrick if he was really ripped. I don't really know what that means, but he looks a little I don't know, maybe human standards aren't the same as alien standards, but nonetheless, she's a beautiful alien according to the mother. And they go to school, and they talk about, hey, they have some chickens. And these chickens, we come to find out, are humans with like something you'd see like from Dead Rising 2 or whatever, the Dead Rising games, like a mask you put on, and mascot outfit. And this is where we get to Yuto and Ami, and we see them kind of explain the story of what happened a little bit, and we come to find out that these aliens are actually able to transform, and we don't see that right off the rip. But you kind of get the idea of like how their morals and how they kind of set themselves up, and they come to find like, oh wow, humans taste good, and that's why they brought into extinction. So they have this insatiable appetite for just wanting to consume as many of these humans as they can. And since like they've become such a rare delicacy after so many aliens that come and eat them and purge them, which we get a couple scenes where it just looks like they're just eating as many as they can get to, and like they're gluttoning on them. They are even wanting to just have like, oh, give me a finger, we're best friends, right? Like little kids, because the school that the aliens I'm going to was actually a school that the humans went to, and when they got there, they saw the kids were learning, and they thought, oh, we'll teach our kids here. So it's kind of interesting to see that they have began to take over human culture without having to go through the learning pangs of why that culture became into existence, why society developed the way that it did. And it's not built on generations, it's just kind of pillaged, and they're putting themselves into the shoes of what they think it is. It almost feels like a superficial life, for the aliens. I'm reading into this maybe too much, but that's kind of just what it's like. And they don't know what chickens look like, so they have like the idea of like a baby seeing a picture of a cat on the thing, and they can't differentiate between like the picture of the cat being a real life cat. They have like that, I don't know if it's object dissonance or whatever you would call it, but they can't make out what it is. They just, oh, it kind of looks like a chicken, it's a chicken. And it also would also come to play because they don't perhaps never seen a chicken before in real life. So we kind of get lucky there for how these two humans survive long enough. And one of the jobs that they have is they have to go feed the chickens. So, you know, they look at the board or whatever. I don't know how they get their jobs, but the one kid, like we see in the beginning, goes, oh, I have to go feed the chickens. So they go and they feed the chickens, and that's how we get introduced to the two main characters. And they kind of explain a little bit of this, and obviously things are very dire because they're the only two humans that they believe to be in existence. They don't even know if anyone else is still alive. Everyone that was fighting the military and such, they've already been executed. So as far as they know, that they might be the only two left. And we get a new exchange student that apparently has chickens on his home planet. So he knows what they look like and they know what they are. So he wants to eat them. And during this, this is like the kind of the dramatic moment where it's like, okay, now what are humans are going to do? What are, you know, protagonists, or you kind of don't have an associated protagonist, but since we're humans, we're supposed to probably sympathize with them a little bit. What are they going to do? And an alien that was kind of questioning things, it's kind of like he unlocked that critical core thinking in his brain. He just hit like, you know, the full frontal cortex kind of whoosh. He realizes that he's actually alive. He thinks therefore he is. He kind of puts two and two together and says, I looked at some history books and noticed that these chickens don't look like chickens. Like just not chickens, whatever not chickens are. And he goes to warn them that an alien's coming to eat them, and perhaps he should run, go do something. And you come to find out that actually he was one that created like a base where he stores humans, if I'm understanding this correctly, and he wants to go bring them to safety. And during all this, the new student that likes chickens or knows what chickens are ends up getting that insatiable hunger. And he kind of seems like a schoolyard bully if we were to associate this like real life parallels. And he comes out there, transforms, so then we see the actual ability to transform, which the main body that they kind of presume, the personas that they have, kind of look like humanoid creature shapes, but then the actual transformation kind of looks more like a demon. So he transforms, and it looks like it gives him like super strength or something, and he grabs the human, and some of the, or I guess he doesn't grab the human just yet. He does grab the human, but the human is not a chicken, it's a cat, and you find out that he likes cat as well. So either which way, he's going to eat the thing. So he does munch on something that looks like, I'm not quite sure if it is a munch, but I'm trying to make sense of what this is. I also think he might have gotten kicked based off of what I see down below, but it kind of looks like blood almost to me. But he gets stopped, they run away, and then they have policemen as well. So another thing that the aliens end up taking over is the police job. So, oh, there's a human that's running away, we gotta stop him, go stop him. And this mega alien, he apparently is like a giant, just beats him, and he's like, humans don't have the right to live. So now we can see like this is the most extreme version of, we want to eat the humans, we're gonna hunt them, to now they don't even have the right to live, they're meant to be dead. So I'm not quite sure what the hierarchy of law between the human and aliens are on this, because the policeman doesn't seem to really care to eat him. They kind of just seem to be, we're gonna execute you. That's what we believe in. So it's an interesting kind of way to think about it through this panel. I don't know if it's just the kids that want to eat them, and then the bigger ones like, oh, we'll eat them if we want to, but we just want to eradicate the humans so we can take over their planet. I'm not quite sure. We don't get enough of like, what's the next scene in this? We don't get the progression. We just get the bare basics of like before the total collapse of the human race. And comes to find out that the one person that we end up finding ourselves with, Yuta, he was actually a alien in disguise, and the reason why he disguised himself as a human, transformed into that form, was because he wanted to see what it would be like to be hunted as a, basically see what it's like on the other side. And yeah, he kind of, I think that ended up allowing him to sympathize and have a change of heart. And it's kind of just, it's interesting to see the full circle of this, where it's like I kind of in my mind, I'm relating this to like the Protestant church breaking from the Catholic church at the beginning, where it's like, okay, we're going to try doing something different. And you're like criticized. People are wanting to kill you. They're wanting to do this. And this is a totally just doesn't even make sense if you extend the metaphor out anything beyond that. But it's like he tried doing something outside the box, and he's not able to actually, like, no one's going to change. There's a couple people that maybe change, but like the greater overall, you're not going to be able to do it. This is a really piss poor metaphor, honestly. I'm trying to think of something else, but I'm not able to do it right on the spot, which usually I'm pretty good at. It's like saying you think peanut butter and onions should go good together, but it just doesn't. So, you know, you're just a weirdo that likes peanut butter and onions, and everyone else is going to criticize you for that. So, yeah. In the last kind of lines that we see, she made it to the military base or wherever the humans are hiding, but they end up getting hunted anyways. And it ends with the entire human race being eradicated. The end. I do want to say that he made this manga at the age of 17, and it's just a little one-shot, you know, story, and it's solid. Like, even for this being one of, I think, maybe the first stories that Fujimoto made, it still like holds up to like the quality that we would see in anything else. The art's nice. He has the style kind of there. It's just, he did a good job, and I'm really, it's nice to see creators be able to make a really good career. Obviously he put in the work and the effort, and it's paying off for him. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm going to read the other ones as well. I just wanted to kind of record this before it gets stale in my mind any more than it already has. I just read it. It's really short. If you want more stories, like I said, look at Tatsuki Fujimoto Before Chainsaw Man. It's a collection of short stories, and I don't think you'll regret it. It came out 2021 is when he released it, or compiled it, put it together, and yeah, it's good. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Have any comments, questions, anything you want to share, leave it there, and yeah, consider subscribing. Until next time, I will see you later.